Kids, have you ever ran out of room for something? Maybe you had so much pencils, you have no more room in your pencil pouch. Maybe with so many toys, they couldn't all fit in your toy box.
Well, in today's lesson, we're going to take another look at the Christmas story.
If you remember in our last Christmas lesson, an angel came to Mary and told her she was going to have a baby. And that baby was going to be Jesus.
While Mary still had baby Jesus in her belly, she and her husband Joseph had to travel to a faraway place called Bethlehem.
When they got there, it was time for baby Jesus to be born. So Mary and Joseph had to find a place for them to stay.
But this turned out to be a big problem. There was no room in the inn.
An inn is kind of like a hotel. It's where people stay when they're traveling.
And since the inn was completely full, Mary and Joseph had nowhere to stay.
But baby Jesus had to be born somewhere.
Let's see what happened next. Memory verse!
She gave birth to her firstborn son. She wrapped him snugly in strips of cloth and laid him in a manger because there's no lodging available for them.
Kids, do you know what a manger is? It's a big open box that cows, horses, and a lot of other animals eat out of.
It was probably a very stinky place to have a baby, but there was nowhere else.
But when you think about it, it was actually pretty cool that Jesus was born there.
Jesus is God and King of everything, but he chose to be born in a stinky barn.
Jesus came to be with us. Do you remember what Jesus' nickname was? Emmanuel?
It means God is with us. Jesus came to earth to be with us.
He didn't need a fancy hotel or a super cozy bed.
He just wanted a relationship with us. So it didn't matter if he was born with stinky animals in a barn. He was determined to be with us.
We should make room in our hearts for Jesus. Kids, let's not be like that inn who had no room for Jesus.
He should be the most important person in our lives.
One way we can show him that he's super important to us is by inviting him into our hearts.
You do that by trusting in Jesus and believing he died on the cross for your sins.
So kids, next time you run out of pencils in your pencil pouch, think of this part of the Christmas story.
There's no room for Jesus in the inn, but we can always make room for him in our hearts.
And if you want to do that, talk to a parent or teacher today.